When budding young journalist Jack Ward began his podcast Ararat's Latest, he didn't realise the responsibility he was about to take on.
Hello and welcome to Ararat's Latest. I'm Jack Ward. Coming up in today's episode.
For 2 weeks, the 16-year-old has been the only journalist in Ararat amid a global pandemic, after the Ararat Advertiser paused publishing for the first time in 163 years due to the economic impact of COVID-19.
I've always loved the news. I've been watching Peter Hitchener for years, and I love telling stories and sharing the news with my community.
With a population of more than 8,000, the prospect of losing the local paper sparked concern. And in just 14 days, independent publisher Craig Wilson created the Ararat Advocate.
I think every country community actually needs a newspaper. They need some source of communication.
And who better to bring on board than podcaster Jack Ward?
The older members of our community don't have access to online sources of news, so I think that's why the Ararat Advocate is so important.
Even those who don't necessarily have a nose for news are eager to read the latest edition.
It looks as if we're going to run out soon, so we'll try and get some more in and keep them tidying over the weekend.
There's a real attachment to print media that is evident in places like Ararat and across our districts.
It's not yet known if the Advertiser will return as a bi-weekly paper on the promised June date. But if it does, there'll be some competition here in Ararat.
It may not necessarily be good for each business, but it's very good for the people of Ararat because they get a couple of different viewpoints.
Zoe McLaughlin, 9 News.